to get us underway. The kickoff down to the goal line to be taken by Brett Stewart, who will give it off to Jason King. Will bring it out beyond the Manly 20 as the Sea Eagles search for the top of the tree in the NRL ladder, and also a 6th straight win. What form they have been in, when many people picked them to perhaps finish somewhere in the 5 to 8 range in the top 8 this year. They have put paid to that statistic, at least at this point of the season. Here's Williams getting a chance to start tonight with Matai taking it up to the 40-metre line. Ballon waits at dummy half as it comes across to George Rose. He scored tries in his last 2 games. Can he make it a hat-trick here tonight? Ballon will feed it for Cherry Evans. Like Kieran Foran certainly has been in tremendous form as this ball bounces away awkwardly from Jared Hayne, and Anthony Watmo and others were coming up there quickly to make the tackle on him, and he will be forced to play it here just outside his 20. Yeah,
I know we highlighted the Parramatta backs in Jared Hayne and Robson in the pre-game show, but a big test for their forward pack here. The platform for their wins all season have been on the back of the physical approach that they've come into the football games. Manly forwards led by Jason King, George Rose, who's starting front row now, have been fantastic. Big test for the Eels.
Here's Robson going across to Ben Smith. Had Morgan on his outside, but he took the tackle there. They'll kick it here on the last, and it's Casey Maguire who has moved from the hooking role to the 5/8 role in recent games. Very good fist of it as well. Williams bringing it back at 100 miles an hour. As he was, of course, at his best in 2008. He made that his trademark, and he has returned to that sort of form again in 2011. That was a tremendous first cap. Now Rose on the far side of the field will work it up towards the halfway line. Ballon to the short side. Kieran Foran coming with him, took it to the line and gave it off for Anthony Watmo, but they were waiting for him there in number. Rose tips it on to Jason King. Works it inside the Parramatta 40, but there's nothing doing for him there. A chance to put up an attacking kick here on the last play as Ballon goes back to the short side. And Foran puts up an end-over-end bomb. Standing underneath it, didn't get to it, might have been knocked over on the play. Now the ball bounces away there from Robertson. Watmo picks it up and flips it back. It's still the last, not played out, they're saying. Rose only just got it away. Stewart likewise. Brett tipped it over his head. Lyon puts a kick in. There's a chance for Williams, but he's beaten to the ball by Jared Hayne, who's gone from sideline to sideline and over it.
Well, what about that for a bit of magic from Manly first up? They kept the ball alive, and then they kicked it in the in goal, and Jared Hayne tried to sneak down the sideline, but Manly, they grabbed hold of him, and I think it was David Williams. There you can see Hayne getting around Williams. No, it wasn't Williams, it was Jamie Lyon. His desperate effort has forced Hayne into touch, and Manly will get the scrum feed 10 metres out. Parramatta under pressure early.
Gee, they weren't going to die with the ball, were they, Manly? Every point there, George Rose looked like he was going down with it. Let's watch, see how it unfolds.
They had a habit of scoring early. They will do it again here tonight. Manly make sure they play from in front and off a scrum. They've made a habit of doing that in recent times also. They just worked the numbers beautifully. Draw and pass it was, and Robertson scored untouched.
Oh, I'm going to have to see that again because that just looked a little bit too easy. That's a nice wide pass from Stewart. Where's the error come? Well, they just had numbers. They don't run. I don't think there's a team in the competition that run their second man plays as good as what Manly do. Again, Foran to the line. There's a Parramatta defender there that should have been making a different decision because Robertson shouldn't have been allowed to have that much room that quickly. I know Foran goes to the line and does play nice and direct, but it was just all too easy from Manly. And it was their ability to keep the ball alive on that 5th tackle that's led to it. Jared Hayne taking the odds to skirt down the sideline thereafter. He had to do some work to get out of the in goal and beat David Williams. But Jamie Lyon's desperation forced him into touch. They get the scrum and they score off it. But their ability to keep that ball alive on that 5th tackle has paid dividends.
Michael Robertson has now scored in all 5 games. He's played at Brookvale Oval this year. They have a number of players whose strike rate here at home is quite remarkable. Jamie Lyon, 5 metres in. It's a nice strike early on. What a beginning. 6 points to 0 after just 5 minutes on Monday Night Football.
Well, that was the opportunity Manly were looking for early in the contest. They get a scrum, and Kieran Foran getting the football, and he plays away from the line. And because Parramatta, they don't slide while the ball's on the inside of them, it allows Maddai to skip to the outside and then create that 2-on-1 to give Robertson the football to score in the corner.
See how Parramatta adjust next time they face that situation. It won't be the last one they face tonight, no doubt, as Stewart will play it here inside his own 20. Now Watno working it up towards Hindmarsh and also Keating. Down of about 10 as they work it away from their own end, off the back of scoring points. Narrows. Picked off there by the big man, and Tim Manor was one of them. We just held him down for too long in the tackle, trying to slow it down as Manly worked it away. And now they'll be back towards their own end of the field and again under pressure.
And they like starting fast, Manly. We've mentioned that. They did it last week against the Cowboys. In the blink of an eye after dominating field position. They scored back-to-back tries. Danny Williams carrying the ball forward. Hasn't second row been his position this season. It suited him down to the ground.
Really has been a transformation for the man they call T-Rex. Now Watno, midfield, 20 out. The plan for Ballon, who skips to the left-hand side. He comes forward again. He goes to Robertson once again. He comes to his opposite number, Jordan Atkins, who makes a try-saving tackle a couple of metres out from the Parramatta line. Foran gives it to Williams. Not much doing. Mo went through as the decoy runner. And they'll have a couple of plays left here from close range. Cherry Evans gives it off to Glenn Stewart. It comes to Brett. It turns it back on the inside for David Williams. The Wolfman spins and the Wolfman scores.
With a 5th, I'm off.
Well, they're going to have a look at it, but the Wolfman scores. There's no doubt about that.
Jared Haynes to the line here or not?
Stuck on the try line, and David Williams back on the inside off a Jamie Lyon pass. Just speared his way to that try line. We've already commented how hard he does run the football when he gets it in his hands. Well, Jared Haynes done well to keep his arm there. He's kept his arm there. And he's short.
Oh, is
he short?
I'd say, well,
it's still going. Live, it looked no doubt that he'd scored, but look at Jared Haynes' left arm. Haynes kept that arm under there, and I think that stopped the point of the ball getting to the line. And by the time the point gets down, it might be back in the field of play. This will give us a more definitive look at it. As get out of the road, Touchy, please.
Well, his hand's under the football, and that's short. And then there's a second.
Luke Burt's got his foot in there.
Playing it at real speed, are we? I don't think you can give it. I don't think you can give it.
I think you're right from what we've seen.
I think that's a wonderful effort from Jared Hayne. He stopped Manly, I believe, from going back-to-back. Let's see what the decision will be.
When he beat the tackle from Loco, it looked...
It's a 5th tackle, right, short.
They just couldn't...
5th tackle it will be.
They couldn't give
5th tackle, Luke. Up there, you're short. David, right up on the
evidence presented, a good call by the officials. Now video referee tonight, Phil Cooley. The Manly have one more play and they're sent for a long left-hand side. We'll see how Parramatta cope this time around. Cherry Evans gives it to Foran, who puts a kick in. Not a great one. Robertson has to wait for it. He was trying to flip it down for Maddai on the burst and went straight to Ryan Morgan. And Parramatta, it looked as though they conceded their second try, have hung on.
It was great work from Jared Hayne. The tackle needed to be made. It was lovely work from the Manly side. They've got threats both sides of the park, Manly. Glenn Stewart becomes the ball player on this right edge. Foran's always a constant threat on that left side. There's Moy finding Jared Hayne, pushing up in support. That's a good effort from Hayne.
Here's a Moy once again. Anthony Watmo bounced off the impact and then came again to wrap him up. And Moy's done well. Two very good plays right there to bring it back to the halfway line as Hayne just stabs one towards the sideline. He won't find it. And Brett Stewart will have to keep it in play. Bring it back out towards his own 20 where he's wrapped up by Luke Burt.
This is where they need to start dominating Parramatta. They need to make Manly work the football off their own line for a little while. They're dominating field position at the moment, Manly. Glenn Stewart drifting across the field.
Getting to Maddai. Ryan Morgan might have got a touch on that. Towed forward by Jordan Atkins, and it stays in play. And this will be interesting to see what the call is.
Well, they needed this. They needed this. They were under all sorts of pressure in the opening 9 minutes.
Well, they're going to say that Ryan Morgan, in making this tackle here, didn't touch it, and he didn't.
No, didn't get a hand to it. Steve Maddai looking to push that one out. Ryan Morgan got his arms around the arms of Steve Maddai, but never touched the football. The Eels' best chance so far in the game. Comes via the repeat set.
Behind George. Foul.
Their first real chance to go on the attack coming up. It's Cherry Evans. Drops it out 55 metres on the fly. It'll give Tim Manor a chance to wind up. Steps off the left foot straight into Glenn Stewart and also Matt Ballard. Keating got tangled up there, almost lost it underneath Glenn Stewart. Would have easily been a penalty to Parramatta had the referees been in that frame of mind. But it's play on as Maguire from dummy half turns it back on the inside for Moy. Makes a minimal gain to play at midfield, just outside the 20. There's
Two in a row, Jason. Get up.
Good work by Fui. He's had a couple of nice charges early in the game. You realise the importance of gaining momentum at the ruck if you're going to have success against Manly. They are very good at slowing you down. So it's very important that you fight to get to your feet and play the ball. If you can do that, it brings Hayne into the game.
Back-to-back sets at this end of the field for Parramatta as Manor, the leg dragged into the air there by Williams. He's just 10 metres out when he plays it. Keating goes to Hindmarsh, who will just work it forward for a settler to give them a midfield position with options left and right. Maguire left. They go to Moy on the right of first receiver. Feigns to drop it out the back. Hayne pops it over the top. Atkins has a chance, but he ran into Steve Maddai, who did well to stop him a metre away. Morgan spins it back for Robson. They're deep. Back towards the middle of the field. Maguire comes across to Jacob Loco, who fends away from Williams and keeps going. Eventually Bullock to the ground there by Jamie Lyon. Burt gives it off to Hayne. Here's Hindmarsh taking it towards the uprights. Boy, solid tackle. And it was made by Tony Williams. Now they come back to Jared Hayne, who fires a long ball, a terrific ball. Luke Burt will hardly score an easier try in his illustrious career on the wing for Parramatta, and they've hit back off the back of the repeat set. What a pass from Jared Hayne.
Yeah, as you said, he was developing a great passing game. He's done this time and time again, hasn't he, Jared Hayne, with the long ball. Just feigned a kick. That brought Williams up. Williams came in to mark up on Loco. It left Luke Burt unmarked and with easy passage to the try line there. Held the ball out in front, just kept the defence guessing. They didn't know whether he was going to put it on his foot, run the football, but threw the long cutout pass, which we've seen him do any number of times now, and find the man.
You know what I liked about that set of six from the Eels, and Jared Hayne in particular?